Okay, so this is what now? Day three. So this is day three of me attempting at being a digital nomad. Um, so so today is Wednesday, and I started working here out of Belize on Monday. Even though I got here on Saturday, but I didn't really start working until Monday. And so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out my environment, trying to figure out my situation to see if I can effectively do what I do, which I'm already a remote worker, but for about a year and a half, I've been working from home. So even though I didn't come into the office, I didn't really go anywhere. And so because I worked from home, I created a comfortable environment for myself. So I have an office at home. And so I have my computer exactly where I want it. I have all my peripherals, all my monitors, all my setup just the way I want it, and I don't really deviate from it. And what I noticed, first and foremost, when I began working remotely at a kind of a distant location, like here in Belize, I'm actually in San Pedro, Belize, which is specifically in Ambergris Key. What I noticed was how uptight I think I was or I am, just because I needed to have all my computer stuff exactly the way I wanted it. Like it had to be in one specific location. Um, and so everything was consistent. And that's kind of the first disruption. That's kind of the first feeling of uncomfortability that I'm having, is that everything is disrupted. Things are not the way I want it exactly. And things, probably the main key term is consistency. Things are not consistent. The Wi-Fi bandwidth is not consistent. And so sometimes, Wi-Fi bandwidth is very low, sometimes it's non-existent, and so I'd have to go run to a different cafe to make sure that they have good Wi-Fi. And so that's what I've been trying to do, is going to different cafes and different bars to see which one has the highest Wi-Fi bandwidth. I actually had to download this app on my phone to test, to do a speed test on every single one of the Wi-Fi locations that I go to. And so not knowing that I have consistent Wi-Fi bandwidth puts me in a very uncomfortable place where it's become a sense of anxiety, a sense of stress, because I don't know if something's going to happen, the power is going to turn off, and I'm not going to be able to work that day. And I'm really uptight with my work. I want to make sure that I am providing more than adequate service to my clients. And so it's only been day three, and I'm already feeling that frustration. Actually, the highest anxiety level I felt was last night. I really felt frustrated last night. I was trying to connect to the Wi-Fi here in my room, and I just couldn't. I just couldn't connect. I brought my Fire Stick with me, and again, that accesses the internet. And all I was trying to do after work was trying to watch one episode of Better Call Saul, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it without buffering, or I couldn't do it without the stream stopping altogether. And so, in reality, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, these are, to me, first world problems. There are people out there who don't even have internet access, or they have much dire issues than what I'm dealing with, which is trying to watch an episode of Better Call Saul. It's nothing. And so I'm starting to see the difference. I'm starting to see how comfortable I was in my life and how consistent everything is. Whereas these kinds of conveniences are not really consistent across the rest of the world. And so this is the reason why I came here, is because I wanted to take myself out of my comfort zone. I wanted to feel having to adjust to my situation. And one thing that I just have to adjust to is Wi-Fi speed. That's it. And I'm just going to have to do what I need to do when bandwidth is high, and there are times that there is no internet, there is no Wi-Fi, I can't even get cell service here, and so I'm just going to have to deal with it. I'm just going to have to find a way to deal with the situation instead of just getting used to things coming to me in a very convenient way, in a very consistent way. I don't know where I'm going to eat next, right? I'm still trying to figure out where the restaurants are. There's no DoorDash or Grubhub here, right? And then if I'm missing equipment or if I need supplies, I can't just go and order something on Amazon and for it to be delivered tomorrow. I'm going to be here for a month, and so this is life for me for the next month. And what I'm hoping at the end of the month, that I am less uptight and more, let's say, kind of more appreciative of what I have in the United States, instead of just bitching about things. I want to understand what it is to live in another place similar to Belize or somewhere else remote, where access to convenience is not so consistent and not so easy. And so again, this is day-to-day life for people who live here, and I just need to adjust to it, and hopefully I come out of this being a much more appreciative person like I used to be. I'm not like that anymore because I just got so used to all the conveniences. So anyway, that's where I am.